Now we're starting Beis Hashem Yisborach. We're doing now Horayoth Daf Beis. Chavraya b'Shem Shmuel. Yochid Mashlam Meroiv HaTzibur. A single individual person can count as a majority. So the words here are quite interesting, and we have to explain it. Let me first read the words, and then we'll explain what it means. So we have to review what we learned. We learned that the halacha that if most of the people, let's say there's 100 people, and the 51 people did this thing that the Beis Din said you can do. For example, they said that you can eat chaylev, and 51 people ate. Then Beis Din brings a par. This is the din of the parsha of par helam dover shel tzibur. So the question goes, what happens if less than 51 people do it? So up to now we assumed then the individual does not bring anything. Why? Because he relied on Beis Din. But Shmuel is going to say very interesting and very different from what we had up till now. What is Shmuel saying here? He's saying here that you should know the Mishnah says that an individual is patur means only in a case where most of the people did this. As we said, there's 100 people and 51 people did it. Again, we're saying a hypothetical case. There's 100 people in Klal Yisrael, just using a total ridiculous number. But whatever it is, let's say it's 100,000, so we say 500 and 1,001. Whatever it is, I'm just using hypothetically. So there's 100 people, so 51 people did the sin, then we say the individual is patur. If an individual person did it, he should bring himself on his own a lamb, just like every individual does a Aveira, brings a female lamb or a female goat. So according to Shmuel, it's like in a certain way turning everything what we learn now upside down. What we learned till now, the individual is exempt, is only if there's a majority of the people that did this. If there's just individual that did it, he must bring a korban. No, it's not true. This is the normal way how we learned till now. Even every single yochid that did it, patur. When he's asking now a kasha of the Shmuel, so according to Shmuel, we're saying a very interesting phenomenon that if a guy did, if there is 51 people that did it, so according to Shmuel, the first 49 people must still bring a korban, because when they did it, there was not a majority yet. So what does it mean? That then Beis Din also ends up bringing a korban, because let's say 51 people did it in the end. So we say that what's going on here? Each person gets two korbanos. So the Gemara is going to say a little bit different. No. Individual is hanging. Ach l'roiv Beis Din meviyim. Ach l'miut yochid mevi. If roiv ended up eating, then the yochid does not bring. So in contrast to what we said till now, Chavraya b'Shem Shmuel. According to them, so I want to write here Palig al Chavraya. We should understand there's two shittas here. Palig al Chavraya. Palig al Chavraya. What does he say? Not like you said. You said that no matter what, the first 49 people must bring a korban. It means even after we know for sure that there's a majority, we say no, you bring a korban. If the Irish says the name of Shmuel, no. Individual person does not bring a korban. Once, in other words, let's put it this way. If they brought a korban already, okay, but he brought a korban before we knew that most people that did it, so that's perfect. But if we already found out that right now, as of now, 51 people did this sin, so don't bring a korban. Don't bring. There's no reason to bring 2 korbanos. If we know already for a fact that 51 people did it, so we don't tell the first 49 people to bring a korban. No. You say Beis Din is going to bring. However, if we ended up just with 49, and they waited and still only 49 people did it, then they do bring a korban, not like Rabbi Yochanan, that holds that even in such a case, individual does not bring, because he did it b'hirah Beis Din. So we have here 3 ways how to deal with this Mishnah. What are the 3 ways? According to Rabbi Yochanan, this is the conventional way. We say, you did it with the Horayoth Beis Din, forget about it. It's not your fault. The second way goes, depends. If we ended up only a minority from the people did it, each one should bring a korban. But if we found out in the end that the majority, so nobody brings. The third way is chavraya. Even if we know for a fact that the majority of people did it, the first 49 people must still bring a korban yachid. Very, very interesting. But that's what the Gemara says here. Now the Gemara goes, Kol ha'irah shebeis din mevi'im par, ein ha'yochad mevi kizba sira. This is a lashon of a brayso. Brayso says these words: any type of irah that Beis Din brings a par, the yochid, the individual, does not brings also, in such a case, a kizba sira. So this is a lot of interpretations. What does this mean? What is he trying to say? Let's go to each one individual how you interpret it. What does it mean? In such a type of psak, of hirah, that Beis Din is not oiker the whole mitzvah. He just says partially you should do and partially you don't have to do. Since the Beis Din in such a case brings a par, it means in such a type of thing, the yochid does not bring a kizba sira when they follow the ruling of Beis Din. So Yochanan holds, as we had before, that every time when a yochid did something with a valid psak, it means a sensible psak. So Beis Din said that this type of chaylev is okay, the yochid followed, he doesn't bring a korban. Eina yochid maybe kizba sira. Next, hoyru laiker is kol haguf. If Beis Din said something that's totally nonsense, he said no problem of eating chaylev. Hoyru ve'ein Beis Din mevi'im par, hayochid maybe kizba sira. In such a case, since there's no korban, there's no par. Why? Because the oiker, the whole thing. That's why the individual must bring a kizba seira, because the psak makes no sense. So this is Rabbi Yochanan's shitta. In such a case, the individual should bring a korban yachid. Now, this is Rabbi Yochanan's interpretation. Shmuel pasim is not different. What does it mean? If most of the people, 51 people, ate chaylev, hoyle beis mevi'im par, and yachid maybe kizba. So, according to him, it's like, I think it's more simple interpretation. It means you have to look very practical. If Beis Din brings a par, the yachid is pater. Beis Din does not bring a par, means that only 49 people, yachid does have to bring. That's Shmuel's interpretation. And we'll assume the second interpretation, the one that Rabbi Zira said. That's more, the more says this is the real interpretation. So this way goes very much in line with the second mahalach Rabbi Zira b'Shem Shmuel, that we make a countdown How many people ate chalef? 49 people. Beis Din does not bring. 49 people should bring. 51 people did it. So Beis Din does bring. So then forget about that. Nobody brings. Nobody. Even the first 49 people don't bring. Okay, now we will continue with the Braisa and truest Kehanim on this parsha. And we'll see how this works out with it, also according to all the interpretations of Rabbi Yochanan and Shmuel. It says like this: Adayin ani omer miyot hakol shechatu chayovim. These are the words of truest Kehanim. I'm going to write here. You should understand Lashon truest Kehanim. Understand that this is the Lashon of truest Kehanim. I would say like this. Miyot kol shechatu chayovim. She'ein Beis Din mevim aydem par, because Beis Din does not bring a par. So that's why miyot kol shechatu, they should bring a korban. It means they did something and there's nobody else to bring for them a korban, so they should bring it. However, roiv kol shechatu, how about if majority, as we use the number 51, Yepturim, Beis Din mevim aydem par, since Beis Din brings a par, so they should be exempt from bringing a korban. So this brisa is open for interpretation. What is he trying to say? What means Paturim? What is going on here? It's not clear. So now the Gemara is going to explain it two different ways. We're talking people that did without Hayraya. Means they did it on their own, because they thought that this is not chalef. They just made a mistake in identifying the piece of fat. So not with Hayraya, just in their own mistake, simple mistakes. So we say they're chayav to bring. Shekein b'Hayraya ein Beis Din mevim par. Since with Hayraya, Beis Din would not bring a par, because it's a miyut. That's why they're chayav to bring below Hayraya. Because this is the important stress here, because miyat kol shechatu chayavim, according to Rabbi Yochanan, cannot mean that they're chayiv if they did by Hayraya. Because Rabbi Yochanan holds that even a yachid that does by Hayraya is beis din is potter. So we have to interpret like this: miyat kol shechatu, that they sinned not with Hayraya, their own, not because of a mistake of Hayraya. So chayavim they are chayiv to bring. Why do we say that the miyat should bring when they did shaloi b'Hayraya? Shekein Beis Din mevim aydem par, because b'Hayraya, if Beis Din would paskin, Beis Din does not bring a par. So we see there's a certain there's nobody else to be mechaper for them. That's the logic. That's the logic of this brisa. So since we see that Beis Din does not bring a par by Hayraya, so we see that there's nobody else to take responsibility, so to speak, for this. So let them do it on their own. Let each individual do it on their own. In a case where it's shaloi by Hayraya. Yes, don't make a mistake here. Each and the one should bring a korban chatas. Why should they take responsibility for themselves? Because if it's by Hayraya, then Beis Din is not taking responsibility for them. It's a little bit twisted here, but you have to put your head. This is the logic here. Since we see Beis Din is not taking responsibility for them when it is by Hayraya, because Beis Din only takes responsibility if it's a roiv. So that's why shaloi by Hayraya they chayavim. However, roiv kol shechatu. Maybe if roiv kol shechatu shaloi, again, just like the reisha, shaloi by Hayraya, a regular type of mistake. Yipeturim shrei Beis Din mevim aydem par by Hayraya. I might say that they should be potter because Beis Din mevim, if it's by Hayraya, Beis Din brings a par. Talmud Leimer, no, that they do bring. This is how Rabbi Yochanan learns this brisa. Make sure you understand it. Go over the brisa till you understand the whole structure here. Now he's asking the question here. I'll die to the shmir. Now we'll go to the end of the brisa. So, according to Shmuel, how does Shmuel learn this? Shmuel says that, in fact, Shmuel says that no, if people, even if they do Bahirah, right, they're still chayiv. A miyat call, if 49 people do something, they are chayiv to bring a korban chatas, even by Roy. So the first part is very good. Miyat kol shechatu chayavim. Miyat kol shechatu would mean, according to this, bahira. Very simple. Not talking shaloi bahira. They did bahira chayavim. She'im beis mevi aleim par. Yes. They're chayiv. They're chayiv to bring even bahira, because that's self-understood that beis doesn't bring a par, because it's only a miyat. So that's why they should bring a korban. I would say that they're potter. That they potter. Shebeizn mevian aleim par. So what does this mean? They are in fact potter. This is the problem here, according to Shmuel. What does it mean? The Shmuel Yalef ki hege the chayev yochid v'shigigas masa mishum the chayev name by roya achanam min a lifter tzibur v'shigigas masa shim the turin by roya. According to Shmuel, we say like this: ki hege the chayev yochid v'shigigas masa mishim the chayev name by roya, just like a yochid. Why do you say it's chayiv? Because it's chayiv by roya. Achanam min a lifter tzibur v'shigigas masa mishim the turin by roya. It means a yochid that did b'shigas ma'isa is chayiv. Oh, that's how Shmuel learns. Why? She'ein beis mevim adem par. Since by roya there's no par, and that's why b'shigas ma'isa is also chayiv. Ke'echad chayiv yochid b'shigas ma'isa. That's what the first part of the brisa. Just like we see this fact that Yochid is chayiv because he's chayiv by roya. She'ein beis mevi aleim par. Only what? Only he has to bring for himself. That's what it means. If he did b'shigas ma'isa. Why? She'ein beis mevi aleim par. Rather, he has to bring himself. So we learn out the shigas ma'isa from Ira. Rav kol shechatu yehipeturim b'shigas ma'isa. I would say they're potter. She'ein beis mevi aleim par. Because we see you're learning out a chiyuv mechiyuv and p'tur. Just like here we say that what? They did b'shigas ma'isa, she'ein beis mevi aleim par, and then also chiyuv mechiyuv. It's chiyuv. Why you chayiv? Because you chayiv in the case of Hira. So Rav kol shechatu yipturim, because they're potter in the case where there's a Hira. I thought, yeah. Shmuel ke'echad the chayiv yochid b'shigas ma'isa and the chayiv name Hira. Chanam lift the b'shigas ma'isa and the pturim by Hira. According to Rabbi Yochanan, eich, do means eich. How can you not give a Torah? Ola ashkechon the yalef ma'isa ma'ira. Adra b'leifin ma'doda. Meicha teisa tzibur yipoter b'ma'isa. Why should you say such a have minute that tzibur should be poter from ma'isa because by Ra they're potter. We never see that you learn out Ma'aseh from Ra. According to Rabbi Yochanan, let's see the first part. Miet kol shechatu chayavim she'ein beis navim adeim par. What does it mean? Miet kol shechatu chayavim they did b'shigas ma'aseh she'ein beis navim adeim par, and they're also potter. So fakert, you see that you do not say that Ma'aseh and Ira are the same, because you say mit kol shechatu chayav. So you see that the act of the miut, the Ma'aseh, is not similar to the act of Baira. But Ma'aseh they're chayiv. So why should Reva Kol be for Masechet that the Reva Kol should be potter? Masechet. Eich yalef lo chiyuv meptor. I don't know the words. What means? Adaite the b'yochen the yalef lo chiyuv yalef. Ask me the yalef lo chiyuv mechiyuv nicha. Doctor the chayev here also, since you're potter. But here the yalef lo chiyuv meptor. Here you say fakert. You see that even though you're potter, even though you're chayev, avapikain, you're potter. Even though you are potter, even though you're potter, you're still chayev. Even though you're potter, you're still chayiv. Even though you're potter b'hayra, you're still chayiv b'shigas ma'aseh. So maybe the same thing applies to tzibur. Even though they're potter b'hayra, you're still chayiv b'shigas ma'aseh. Do yalef la chiyuv meptur? Chayavim she'ein beis mevim. How can you say that chayavim because they're pturim? So the lashon is, I'll just explain the language. Do yalef la chiyuv meptur. The language yalef chiyuv meptur means, what do these words mean that because you're potter, you're chayev? Ma zeh she'oimer hatana. The Tana says these words that you are chayev because shechayev hayochid pnei shepotter. What is these words that the Bryce means? The Yalef Maz Shoim Atana Shechayev Hayochid Mipnei Shepotter Chiyuv Miptor. So really he's asking on even on the beginning of the whole structure of the Brisa, that how is he saying that because you're potter, you're chayev. She'im beis mavim le'im par, it means the yochid is potter, and that's why he's chayev. And if so, if anything, so the same thing should be in the sefer, that even though they're potter, by Ra, they are chayev. I'm not sure the exact details of how this language works, but this is definitely the upshot. Right? He's asking, according to Rabbi Yochanan, this brisa doesn't make any sense, this Teres Kehanim. This is the bottom line of this. It's a little bit complicated, but I think we got down to the bottom of it. Let's just finish this last line. It says, so we see that somebody's toilet bebezen does not bring a carbon. Rabbi Yochanan is right that a yochid that did by Rosh Bezen is be'emes truly potter. Okay, let's stop here. This is the end of Daf Beis Amud Aleph.